what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Amateur Moto Show. Today we've got Billy Mclaughlin, the 779 from California. He's had a really good past few weeks racing some spring nationals, getting ready for that Loretta's push. Already hitting some area qualifiers, and wanted to get him on the show. So here we go, Billy and Bill Mclaughlin. What's up, guys?
What's happening, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for the time of coming on. You guys are Valencia, California?
Valencia, California. Yeah, that's
Nice.
right about an hour north of Los Angeles.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm not even gonna. Well, I mean, obviously I know where LA is, but I wasn't gonna pretend to know my California geography too much. How's things in California?
Doing good. California's cranking. You know, we got not the best government, but things are changing. So,
Right.
yeah,
That's
it's a
a
little slow economy, but things are picking up.
probably another episode of there on
Yeah, we don't
California
want to get into
politics,
that.
but we'll stay out of that. Billy,
Yeah.
how you doing, buddy? How's the racing been lately?
Really good.
Yep. So tell me a little bit about where have you been lately? So JS7, Spring of Ding. Let's talk about that a little bit.
So at JS7, I won 2 main plates on 50cc and 2 main plates on the Mini E. And then at Spring Dean, I got second on my 50. E-bike, I had a tough trash and my 50cc.
Yeah. So what JS7? If I saw it correctly, you rode the SMX, right? We got 3 or 4 number 1 plates from that.
3.
3, right? And then you also did you ride? You didn't ride the 65 in the SMX, did you?
No.
Just on the motocross portion of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. How was the motocross? So, obviously a little bit tougher, a little bit more entries there on motocross, but still had some good results. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he rode
good.
really good. He had some good results. You know how it is, some ups, some downs, but he had some great results, and we'd never been there, so it's our first trip
Oh yeah,
to JS7. So yeah, it was. We were real proud of him. He did really well.
good. And then ventured from Worthing, Texas, over to Decatur, Texas, for Oak Hill and Spring of Ding. How did that go for you, Billy?
Pretty good. I got first at Oak Hill, and then at Spring Dean.
No, Oak Hill, Springton. That's Springton.
Oak Hill. Oh.
Yeah.
Spring Dean.
Freestone is JS7 is Freestone. That's where you got
Yeah,
first.
Freestone was JS7.
Yeah.
So Sprinting there, I got sixth on Mini E. I had a tough track crash the second moto, and then 50. I was what was it again? The one crash
50. He got second overall
overall.
in the 7 to 8.
And then 7 to 8.
I had
Yeah.
a big crash on open.
Open, he had another get off, so the results didn't show his speed, but yeah, he had a couple of crashes.
Still had top 10 finishes. They're
all top
in everything you did. Top 10 in every class. So
yeah, top 5 or 6 and everything. Yeah. 65. Cool. He this is his learning year.
Yeah,
and he did good. He qualified, 10th, 11th, and then main events, were decent, not the best, but he did pretty good. I was pretty impressed with that.
I had mentioned before we started recording, I'm also a 50 dad, and we're trying to figure out the 65 journey as well. How's it been, Billy? How's it learning the 65?
We're doing really good. I have a little bit of trouble on the start sometimes, but instead of that, we're doing pretty good.
What is it that you struggle with the most on the 65 with the starts?
Probably
stalling it out, or
like stalling it. Sometimes dumping the clutch on accident.
Yeah, getting a little too excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ventured in between, third gear starts, second gear starts, and third too tough on the metal grate. It just doesn't have enough wheel spin. So we played with that for a while, but he's doing good. We did a lot of starts with Robbie Wageman. Robbie Wageman races Supercross still. He's in now, but Robbie worked with him a lot on this metal grate, and that helped out quite a bit.
That's awesome. All right, so let's backtrack a little bit, Billy and Bill. How did you guys get started in motocross? What's the history there?
How did you start off?
So how I started is my dad started off first, and then after that, I just wanted to do motocross after him.
Yeah, I grew up racing
Yeah, there you go, Bill.
in California. Yeah, I raced not at his age, but started on 80s and raced all through California. And back then, we didn't have Lorettas. We did Ponca, and
Yeah,
World Mini was in Vegas. We did those. And then, you know, I knew I was not going anywhere, so I stopped riding. But yeah, then I did Dana Dirts, just fun stuff
yeah.
here in California. And Billy went since he was born, and that was his first race. Basically, was Dana Dirt, pretty much.
That that's so cool. So, did you know? I guess did he always want to ride? I guess following you to the races, he pretty much all he knew.
Yeah, when did you get your PW? You were 2.
Yeah, like 2.
We bought him a PW at 2, and he just sat on it, and I rode him around on it.
We went to what was it called again? That one track?
LACR.
No.
Oh,
other
Cal
one.
City.
Yeah, Cal City.
Yeah,
Oh no, there's other Gorman.
Gorman. Yeah, we did I rode him around on it in the beginning just to
Yeah,
get used to it, and then started with train wheels. You know how it is at 3 years old.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I say that really wasn't that long ago for these guys, being 3 years old. But even whenever we got started in moto, we had no history of moto.
Oh, really?
I never rode moto. I'm disabled, so I wouldn't physically be able to do it. Or I probably would. It just wouldn't be the smartest decision I've ever made.
Right.
But I didn't really know about Stasics or Orion bikes or something like that.
Hmm.
Did you guys ever do little e-bikes, or was it straight to the PW?
So Stasics were just getting started, like when he was PW that age.
Yeah.
We did Strider. He started on a
Yeah.
Strider bike at 1.5, right around there. So we did Strider bike. We went to the skate park on a Strider bike when he was 2. He was just rolling around. And then, yeah, what really rolled from Strider right into PW.
No, Stacy Jack. Then I have like that other one, my orange Stacy.
Yeah, but you're already riding a little bit then already.
Yeah.
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 It would have been nice to have that little Stasic little motor to get them used to that PW a little bit quicker. I can't imagine what some of these kids would be like now.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be. It's already insane to watch. I can't imagine how much crazy
I'm
these
blown
kids would
away.
be.
Like these kids, they come, like you're saying, they're 3 years old on a Stasic,
Yeah.
and they already know braking, throttle control. Now
Standing
they're
up, like, yeah.
rolling in the PW, at 4 years old with skill.
Yeah.
You know,
So we had the PW at 2. At what point did the training wheels come off, and when did we start racing?
Well, training wheels came off at like 3. Then I started like my first race ever was like 4.
yeah, just right when you turn 4,
Yeah.
3.5 to 4. Yeah, his first race was official race, other than Day in the Dirt with Kenny and Alexander and all them.
LCR.
LACR. I don't know if you heard of that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So LACR is close by, within 30, 40 minutes. He had his first official race was LACR, like a moto gate drop was LACR.
Is the LACR still open?
No,
I was about to say that's one of the tracks that
that's
went
one of
under,
the
yeah.
first ones to go, and then
Yeah.
we've lost several in the last 3 to 4 months. It's been really rough in California.
Yeah. It hasn't been as rough here in Texas, but yeah, you're good. It hasn't been that rough here in Texas. We did have the track that we were at last night, formerly known as Village Creek, now known as Metroplex, but they were sued and unfortunately lost, filed for bankruptcy, but they were able to thankfully keep the gates open. They just had to do some rebranding and stuff like that. But yeah, California's been taking a hit with these tracks. It's tough.
It's been really tough. Yeah, sorry, I'm just messing with my.
Yeah,
Some
you're
reason
good.
I had it plugged in. Now it's showing me a low battery, but California's insurance super tough, super tough. No pit bikes, no electric bikes, period. And that's Arizona also.
Yeah.
It's basically down to I'm waiting for them until they tell you how to push your bike through the pits. It's coming. It's coming.
Oh, it's coming for sure.
Yeah, it's
It,
coming.
they're kind of doing that here in Texas as well. It's the whole approved and unapproved pit vehicle list that MX Sports, AMA, all them sent out based on what the insurance companies are telling
Right.
the track. So it's definitely interesting, but we've got to do what we can do to keep these tracks open. And I guess if that means no pit bikes and no motorized bicycles, then we got to listen to them.
Exactly. No, we got to do it. It has helped quite a bit. I mean, just look at Loretta's. As soon as they shut down the pit bike, it was last year was way better.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty crazy in the in the pits when they had the pit bikes.
Yeah, it can be dangerous, man. But it's like fortunately, I'm disabled, so I have to have the golf cart. And thankfully, the AMA is really good about
Oh yeah,
acknowledging the disabilities and stuff. But yeah, some of those people, man, they're hauling through the pits, and a lot of them are parents. They should know better than that. What is the how many area qualifiers have you guys raced so far, and how many regions are you looking to tackle?
So we did 2 area qualifiers, 3, the 3 area qualifiers right now, and for regionals probably gonna do like 3.
yeah, 3 areas.
3 areas, and how
Yep.
many regionals?
We'll see how it goes this year.
Yeah.
It's starting, I believe, in Paula, and then it'll
And
go
Washougal.
Washougal up north, and
Mhm.
then it'll go to Hangtown. So we're if we get it done at Paula, then we're good. If not, we'll go to Washougal, which is we love going there anyways. It's a long haul. It's not close by any means,
Yep.
but yeah. So hopefully get it done at Paula. But if something happens, we'd have to go to Washougal.
If you do qualify, I think this is an interesting strategy that everybody does it differently. But if you do qualify the one regional, are you going to keep racing to get the gate drops, or do you just pull the plug and train and stay healthy?
Well, you'd want to race, right?
Yeah.
So Billy wants
Yeah,
to
of
race all the
course,
time,
of
and we
course.
had an issue last year with this actually, or the year before, 2 years ago. So on
Okay.
P Dub, um, Billy won the first round. He was already in. We went to Paula just to get gate time. Disaster.
Oh
People
no.
were claiming the bike, and it got ugly.
Oh
So we
really?
decided to pull out of it and not race. So people get a little funny, even though because I guess really Paula would be our home track. Even though he qualified up north, it would take a spot at the home track, is what
Right.
I'm told.
Right.
So people got a little funny, so we ended up not racing. Um,
I
Yeah, we took out the center motor.
It would be interesting to know. It's such an intricate thing because we had somebody that qualified, or well, now I don't really remember. We thought that they were going to qualify because the kid that beat her in the regional qualified out of their home region. So we assumed that she was going to take that spot, but then there was some power rankings.
Power
And
rankings.
it went to another kid from a different region. So it's all very interesting how it works out.
It's tough to figure out because even in the Midwest, Texas, and all that, they take more. We only get
Yeah,
4 out of California,
right.
such as they consider it a smaller area. So it's a little bit tougher. But yeah, so yeah, and then it goes to the power ranking, who has more power, and then moves around. So yeah, it's tough. But we would love to do honestly all of them. Just for we like to race a lot, so
Yeah,
we try to race every weekend.
and you
Stuff like that.
can. Well, how does it work for the regional? With the regional, because I know that in some areas you can race the area and not pay the qualifier fee. Can you race the
Correct.
regional and not pay the qualifier?
That's correct. Yeah, so the areas we did some of those already, and that's no issue. You just don't pay that exactly the AMA fee,
Right.
and then
Right.
you don't take a spot or a trophy from them.
Yeah. So can you do that in the regional too?
So I heard you can't do that. So that's where it's confusing for us. I'm not sure
Yeah.
because you
Okay.
have to register to do
Obviously,
it.
you would still have to qualify for that regional. But
Yeah, and you
if
have to
you had
register.
raced the area previous to that and qualified, then
Yeah, so that's where it's a little confusing. So I'm not positive on that.
yeah, interesting. What are you guys doing in between racing, or are we training, or what do we do to get ready for these big races, Billy?
We probably like train, eat healthy,
How
Yeah.
much do you drive?
like 3 days a week. 4. Oh, I train with Mike Craig.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, so Mike Craig
Talk about that a
knows
little
what.
bit.
Yeah, talk about how you like Mikey.
Yeah, he's really good. Yeah, he's such a good trainer and stuff.
He's fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mikey's a fun
What
guy.
What was his name?
Mike
Mike Craig.
Craig.
Mike Craig.
Yeah, so Christian
Yeah.
Craig's his son.
Oh yeah. Okay. I was like,
Yeah,
immediately went to that in my head, but
yeah. So
uh,
Christian Craig's his son, and Mike Craig's an ex-pro factory rider back in the day. Back in my day.
right.
Yeah, but
Cool.
yeah. So Mike Craig trains with. We go to Glen Helen, a bunch of private tracks with Mike during the week. But
That's
Billy
awesome.
goes to school full time, so we don't
That was my
homeschool.
next question. Are we homeschooling or are we going
No,
public?
no.
Public.
He likes
Yeah.
public, huh?
hmm
Yeah, he likes school. He has fun. Doesn't like to miss a lot of school.
That's I also previously talked about this. I was at the hospital today with my son getting his cast done, and we get out of the hospital at 2 o'clock, and he's like, "Okay, can I go to school now?" I'm like, I mean, I love that attitude, but I'm not taking you back to school right now.
Yeah, yeah. But your
So I
son's still at school. Yeah,
Yeah, he doesn't want to be. He would, if it was up to him, he would be a homeschooler.
oh, he would.
Because he wants to ride more. But the thought of homeschool is fun until, he's home for spring break for a week, and then it's like, oh man, when does school start back
When
up?
the school starting?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've got some work to do, and
we
it's
got
hard to
work to
do
do.
whenever he's
Yeah,
gone.
that takes a whole commitment, and yeah, I mean it's a 24/7 commitment.
For
Yeah,
sure.
and he doesn't really want to homeschool. We've talked about it. He wants to stay in school.
That's
So
good.
yeah, you want.
Are the schools good about working with you? Obviously, with motocross, you're going to be missing quite a few days.
No, that's one
No,
thing we struggle with. They only give us 15 days of travel off where we do our schoolwork.
yeah,
So we've already used
that's
those up.
yeah,
And
yeah.
we've already
That's
used those, and yeah, we yeah, we're trying to work on getting more. They won't give us more, so that's a
Billy.
problem.
Billy, what's your favorite thing about going to school, buddy?
Probably math, recess, and lunch.
I'm surprised math was first on that. Usually, recess and lunch is number one and two.
Right?
Do
You
you
like to take lunch?
do any of your friends from school, do they ride as well, or are you the only
Oh,
rock star in the bunch?
well, some of them they just like go into deserts and stuff, just do free
Yeah,
riding.
you
Yeah,
probably get a lot more free riding in California than you do like in California or in Texas.
yeah,
Probably get more of that in California.
yeah. But none of the kids ever raced, huh?
No,
No, no. They,
Do you try to get your friends to race?
sometimes.
Yeah.
yeah. He has one kid in his class. His dad raced actually Supercross.
Oh, nice.
So he knows all about.
So
He
he
follows
knows.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so he knows. But his son doesn't want to race. He doesn't even talk
that's
about it.
good.
Yeah.
Speaking of Supercross, Billy, who are some of your favorite pro riders? Who do you look up to the most?
Eli Tomac, Jet Lawrence, Chase Sexton, Hayden Deegan.
Those are some good ones. What about you, Dad? Do you follow suit, or do you have your own list of favorite
Oh yeah,
riders?
yeah. I mean, I grew up a lot of the old school guys, but I mean, I'm Eli. Roxon. I like
Oh, I forgot about
You know, I'm a
Austin.
fan of Webb, Cooper. I sort
Of
of
course.
like that gritty style.
Oh yeah,
You know, I'm
absolutely.
I'm just more of that style. The guys that are, the old Villapotos,
Yep.
those. Not that he's old, but just
I'm gonna tell
the
him you call them old.
charging style. I grew up with Mike Kudrowski. I don't know if you know who he is, but
Okay.
so me and Mike grew up in the same neighborhood, and he was a charging work machine. So I just like that style.
Yeah, for sure. The mentally strong, just
You got to be strong.
grit, grit, and get
Yep,
after it, baby.
you got to be gone. You got to
That's
be
right.
strong. You got to be
Do you?
strong. Yeah.
And it's such. I don't know, man. It seems like such a quality that we're missing these days, in a lot of kids. I don't see that in Billy. Billy looks like a tough kid. Looks like a rad dude, man. That's why I wanted to get him on.
He's a tough dude, huh?
Hmm.
Tough
He's a
dude.
racer. He's a hard racer.
Yeah.
He wants to
Bill,
win.
what's your favorite thing about racing motocross, Billy?
Probably everything.
What do you mean? Tell me about it.
Like what?
Like
Do you like practice? You like
pra-
racing?
racing most. Second practice.
How about hanging out with your buddies?
Sometimes really more racing.
More racing?
Sometimes, yeah. Depends
Yeah.
on if the buddies are getting on my nerves or not.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Do you have any like pre-race rituals or anything that you have to have at the track, Billy?
Is there
Or is it just
Sometimes.
certain things you
okay?
like to do all the time for race
Um,
day?
I don't really know.
Nah, he's pretty free.
Yeah,
He's pretty calm. Like he's pretty mellow.
that's
Yeah.
good.
He
What is
doesn't
it?
get
What
too
is it?
worked
What is
up.
it like on the gate? Does he like to be talked to on the gate, or is it
No.
kind of leave
No.
me alone? Yeah,
No. He basically on the gate. He'll get in the zone, and I don't talk to him on the gate other than I'll just tell him a couple things in the beginning, reminders.
yeah.
But he gets pretty focused. Like when it's gate time, he's in his own zone.
That's awesome. It's always interesting to see. I just kind of made a post about this on our Instagram to see the different personalities of kids, the younger kids, when they're in staging or on the gate. You have kids that don't like to be messed with. You have kids that have friends all around them.
Yeah,
You
that's
have
true.
kids that look like they're taking naps on their handlebars. Kids that
Right.
are doing jumping jacks. There's so many different personalities. It's interesting to see how these kids operate.
He likes to do that. He'll normally do a few jumping jacks just to wake up because staging sometimes is
Mm-hmm.
45 minutes.
I know.
It's just horrible. So he does on his own. He'll want to do a few jumping jacks. He'll hang out with his buddies up to rolling the bike in, and then he's ready to roll. Like he gets locked in.
Yeah.
He's focused.
Has
So
he always been like that, or has it just been something
yeah,
recent?
actually he has. Yeah, he's always been. His friends will try to talk to him. He doesn't really talk to him on the line. He's just thinking about what he wants to do. So
What's
yeah,
it?
he's
What's
always
it?
been game face. The game face time.
Yeah. What's it like for you, Dad, and Mom, if she's back there? What's it like for you guys watching Billy work as hard as he does and find the success that he's finding?
It's amazing, honestly. Like he does work hard. Like behind the scenes, he does ride a lot, as much as we can. Put it that way. I would love
Yeah.
to ride more, and he would too. But it's gratifying. Like he does work hard. He does have focus. He does want to win. He has that whole package. He looks. He's been talking a lot about going to Loretta's, and just being prepared and all that good stuff. And he talks with Mike Craig a lot, and Mike Craig, they're talking a lot about what they need to do. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they do have. It's not just go ride. They don't just go ride. They're working on techniques and training and to get to that point. So no, it's super. It's so fun to watch. Obviously, now as you know, these kids are doing stuff on bikes, you know, jumping big stuff now. It's a whole new step. So
Yeah.
that part is hard to get used to, but that's not easy, and it's luckily Billy is not a kid that just will just go out there and hold it wide open and do something. He won't.
Yeah.
He's pretty calculated. So
Which is good. Which is
it's
good.
good. Yeah, yeah, and it's like it'll all come in time. So they're young. They got a lot of time ahead
Yeah.
of them. So I love it. It's just I look at him where he's at now to where I was. These kids are way ahead. Like
Oh
they're
yeah. It's
they're
not even
light speed
close.
ahead of us.
Yeah, not even close.
Not even
Just
close. Like
watching.
when I was a kid, I mean, no one told us to keep our feet up. No one told us all that stuff. No one that positioning the body, all of that, nothing. I mean, it was
Yeah.
so back in the day. All they'd said, keep your finger on the clutch. Okay.
Right. And now you've got 4-year-olds living at training facilities. It's pretty gnarly.
We have learned a lot about that in the last 2 years. I've never seen anything like that until,
Yeah.
yeah, you like the training camps?
Yeah.
He
Well,
does.
mostly, what was the one that just closed? That Tapped House.
Tap
Game
House.
Moto.
Yep.
Tapped House
Taylor
is one of my
Painter.
favorites, though.
In Game Moto.
Yeah, Game was
Greg Albertson at
second.
game. Yep.
Yeah, so because we were lucky enough, we stopped on the way to Loretta. It was the first time at
Mm-hmm.
Tapped House, and then the second time at Game.
Yeah.
So
Both great trainers for sure.
oh, great trainers! It's so fun because you meet so many great people in the sport. That's one thing that's cool. I mean, we've
Yeah.
met so many people just like you. We're meeting so many new people. It's crazy. Just when you get back in it back Midwest and back East, it's different. It's totally
What?
different.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what is it like, or how does the racing compare, where you guys are in California versus, here in Texas or even on the East Coast? How does that compare?
What do you think? You think it's harder here or harder there or same or
East is definitely way harder.
back East is harder? Midwest?
Back East is harder.
Mm-hmm.
What makes it harder, Billy?
It rains a lot. It's way deeper than here.
Yeah.
Ruts.
How are those ruts, huh?
They're like this deep.
In California, we have to just soak a turn to create a rut. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't get that. We have Paula that gets a little ruddy. DT1 it gets a little ruddy.
Not Glen Helen.
Glen Helen doesn't get that deep. It gets square edgy kind of
Okay.
thing.
Yeah.
But Enzo Timmerman and his family has a track called DT1.
Yep.
So that's up north a couple hours, but that track's actually gets a little ruddy. So good. But yeah, we don't get all those. We go back there and we're like, oh, man, you guys are lucky.
Yeah, it would be interesting because living in Texas and the tracks that we have around us, they get pretty ruddy.
Oh yeah,
and we get a lot of rain, so it would be interesting to travel to the west and experience tracks that have no ruts. Well, I'm sure my son would love that.
He would have a blast. I mean, you could go to Paula, you could go to the Glen Helen. Those two tracks alone are two famous tracks, and they're good tracks. Good tracks.
Paula's more jumpy, and Glen Helen's more straightaway.
Yeah, hills. Glen Helen, the infamous, Mount St. Helens and Talladega and all that. But yeah,
That's
it's just
awesome.
different. It's just different. I mean, everything's different. We learned a lot going 2 years ago to Loretta's. Hot, humid, and track was gnarly.
Yeah, and it rains at least one day there. Well, actually, I don't. Did it rain? I don't know if it rained last year.
Last year was
it rained one day.
One day, right?
One day.
The day before practice, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first year it never stopped raining.
That was 3 years ago for you guys, right? Or
2
2 years ago.
Last year we did e-bike. Year before P-Dub. Yeah, but that's the year they were going to cancel the minis.
Is that
Yeah.
is that whenever they didn't do the gate drop, like they pulled them out in front of the gate?
Yeah.
That's exactly it. We
What
flagged.
a
He whole shot
circus!
that one,
Yeah.
huh? I told him it's just like day in the dirt. I said, just when he moved that hand, it's you got to go.
Yeah, you
Well, the
gotta
part that
go.
I would have liked more the hand on your like visor and
Yeah.
stuff. Like you do the visor and then.
Yeah, the hand start.
So
Yeah, that was
how
the year
was
the kid lost his boot in the start in the mud.
yeah that was pretty crazy. What was that kid's name?
Luke.
Luke.
Yeah, what's his last name? The last name is what was.
We used to. He
He's
was
from
our
California. Yeah, he's from here. He
Yeah.
quit racing after that.
Oh, did he really?
He doesn't race
He
anymore.
plays like baseball now. I
Soccer.
Think. Oh, soccer.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's cool too. That's
Yeah, so
do,
they did
do you
that for 2 years. He went to Loretta's back to back, and they just stopped riding. I'm not sure why,
yeah.
but
It's
that was a wild thing there. The both boots popped off.
both boots. Yeah, that
Both
was
boots.
crazy. Billy, do you play any other sports? Do you do anything else other than riding?
Well, at school I play a little bit of soccer, but that's
Okay,
the thing.
okay. Are you do you act like you're Messi in soccer, or who's your favorite soccer player?
Lionel Messi and Ronaldo.
Yeah, that's usually the two that everybody. That's
The
my
two,
son's
yeah.
favorite.
Two.
That's my son's two favorite as well.
I only
Cool.
know that
So
because of him.
right, I'm actually a big sports guy. I'm not as much anymore. After getting involved in the racing, just because it's hard for me to go out and watch these kids, you know, work so hard at racing. They'll crash a bike and flip 3 times, and then you watch pro sports and these guys get somebody breeze on them and they fall over and start crying. I can't take it anymore, honestly.
That's what we talk about all the time. Is exactly that. There's too much acting now in
Yeah.
sports. It's gotten
Instead of just
ridiculous.
there's
Hockey
no
though,
respect for competition.
hockey's
Yeah,
a tough sport.
Especially
hockey's good.
soccer, bro. They fake
Baseball.
everything in soccer.
Yeah, flopping is really bad in basketball
Oh
and
yeah.
soccer. It's brutal.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we're trying to get to Loretta's this year. Billy, what's our goal with the
So,
Loretta's this year?
get top 3 in Loretta's, but mostly win.
Yeah, I love that. I love that, dude. How did your other Loretta's experiences go? Let's talk about that. I know we
Um,
talked a little bit about it, but
I'm really good. Pita, my whole shot at the last moto.
yeah.
And then that moto, I got third. I got stuck in a rut somewhere, and they didn't help me. They just helped second, third, fourth, fifth. And then finally they helped me. And then e-bike.
What'd you get overall?
Fourth.
You got fourth
on
overall.
Pita. And
Yep.
e-bike, I got fourth as well.
Overall.
Then, yeah, in the last moto on e-bike, I'm about third again.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. How do you think those experiences help you to qualify this year, Billy?
It helps me a lot.
Yeah, helps you overcome some adversity. At least you know what it feels like to be there, right? Helps with the nerves a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, you
Do
know.
you get nervous? Do you get nervous for big races at all, Billy?
Sometimes on the line, but that's it.
Yeah. Do you ever do anything to help you get over the nervousness, or do you just wait for that gate to drop?
Sometimes I just wait for the gear to drop, and sometimes I just do jumping jacks.
That's awesome. How many jumping jacks do you do?
Like 20 to
What's-
30.
20 to 30?
no,
Oh my God. Dad, can you do 20 to 30 jumping jacks?
no,
Well,
you
I
know,
count to 20 all the time. I do 20.
yeah,
But
20.
usually
I
not
mean,
more.
Yeah.
that's a lot, man. I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath just thinking about doing 20
Right,
jumping
just
jacks
thinking
right now.
about
What?
doing 20.
Cool, man.
Yeah, funny.
All right, so I was looking at. Have you guys seen the new Verb Prospect app? Have you seen that?
No.
Have you heard of? Well, before that, it was Amateur Moto. Have you ever heard of AmateurMoto.com?
I did. I haven't seen it in a while though. Yeah.
So you can like go to. Well, it used to be Amateur Moto, but you can search like Billy Mclaughlin, and you can pull up stats to see how many races they have for you, how many podiums and how many wins. The databases are a little bit off right now, I think, because they're switching it from amateurmoto.com to the Verb Prospect app. But, Billy, if you had to guess how many races amateurmoto.com, which will soon be the Prospect app, how many races do you think that you've raced?
Like 500.
What?
Well, you mean like national events?
That's actually pretty close. I think it's not national events. I think it's just from data collection from like
Oh, really?
trackside and results at Max and stuff.
Oh, wow.
They've got you listed at 578 races.
Really?
Yeah,
That's a good guess, dude.
Only
they've
78.
got you at 578 races, 282 podiums, and 53 wins.
Wow. Dude, that's freaking bad.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
If you download, I don't know if you're an iPhone or an Android
Yeah.
guy, Dad, but I know it's available on Apple on the Apple
That's the
devices.
Verb Moto app?
Yeah, it's the Verb Prospect app. So you can. I was messing with this earlier. I can search for Billy Mclaughlin. And lets me know that he's from Valencia, California. Your all-time rank amongst riders is 526th.
Out of all,
And-
everybody?
And this year it says your 2025 national rank is 33rd.
33rd.
Now, they are still tweaking some of that, so I don't know what all of that goes based off of, but it's pretty cool. Did you know that you've raced? This says that, oh, actually, Billy, if you had to guess, how many states have you raced in?
Like 20 maybe? No, like
No.
15 probably. 15, 10.
Again, not bad. What do you think, Bill?
I think probably like 10 to 12.
Yeah, 11.
Yeah.
Right in the middle.
11 states.
So you guys should definitely download this app. It has racing metrics for you. So the metrics, it does show 464 races on this one versus amateur moto stats. But it shows all your top 10 finishes, your podiums, percent of laps led in your career,
Wow.
average finish, some really cool stuff. So definitely
Wow.
check that out. I've got some friends working on that app, so wanted to give them a shout out. But
That's
definitely
really
cool for you guys to check out if you ever want to see.
Yeah, and
their
that's the
stats.
amateur moto?
Well, it was amateurmoto.com, which
Yeah.
is still kind of up. But for the app on your phone, it'd be the Verb Prospect app.
Verb Prospect. Okay.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll have to check. That's really cool stats. I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's always interesting. Like I said, they are still figuring out all of the data collection stuff, so there might be some gaps here and there. But as they get it finished out, from what I hear, it's going to be a pretty awesome app. You can also look for tracks in your area, races that are going on in your area. Eventually, Billy, if Billy has family that wants to know when he's racing, they can download the app, and the app will keep track of that, and will send out notifications that
Wow.
Billy's on the gate or something like that. So
That's amazing. That's going to be a cool app.
pretty cool, man. Pretty
What's
cool.
that ranking? How did they do that ranking? Is that like for all 50 riders?
Yeah, so let me see. Let me see what it says on the ranking. It says ranking classification national points. The national points race runs annually from January to December, so they accumulate your points from January to December.
Okay.
And there are different multipliers that add to the ranking so like local races versus national races.
Yeah.
How many riders were in that class helps boost the points as well. So there's a lot of different. Yeah, there's too much for me to read on here, Bill.
Oh, wow.
Put me on the spot. I don't know if I want to show everybody how bad I am at reading.
No. I was just curious. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I always wonder how they rank those, because
Yeah,
like how.
it does.
like,
You're not gonna be able to see it on my screen, probably,
Yeah.
but it does give a breakdown of how they do everything. Pretty dope.
Huh. I have to take a look at that.
So one thing we like to do, Billy, before we end the call, is we just like to treat it like a podium, man. I know that there's a lot of people that help you, help make Moto possible for you. So let's thank some sponsors and show them some appreciation.
I want to thank my mom, dad, BC, Fast House, Money Inc., Mike Craig, Swing Valley Cycles, Micah, Dunlop, DT1, everybody else. Thank you.
Nice. Good job, buddy. We didn't even talk about Steve Street at Money Inc., man. I love that dude.
Steve is a great guy.
I think that's one of the. I think that's basically how you guys got on my radar is through Money Inc. So.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Steve, his motors, his everything he does for us is amazing.
Steve and Summer both.
He's just always there. I texted him last night. It's probably 11:30 his time, and he texted me right back.
Yeah, I don't think he ever sleeps, honestly.
No, he told me he likes to work at night, so I knew he was probably up.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. That guy's always hustling, man.
He's always hustling. He's a great guy. Steve's a great guy.
Bill and Billy, guys, thank you so much for the time. Billy, it was fun to watch you ride at Spring of Ding. I look forward to watching your success, man. Good luck with your qualifiers. Hopefully you get that one regional done and dusted, so then you can focus on achieving those goals, that top 3, and maybe even winning Loretta's this year, buddy.
Thank you.
We're going to go for it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for reaching out to us. That's awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And those of you that are watching the Amateur Motor Show, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.